Good morning, everybody. I'm up early today, and today is a very exciting day because I'm going to pick up a new bike. It's an old Africa Twin that's in pieces, basically. So it's sitting down close to Bodø, and my plan is to take the ferry 5:30 this morning from from Lødingen to Bognes. So I better get started, but I'm going to make myself some food that I can bring on the ferry before I leave. So here we are at the ferry port in Lødingen, and I just missed the ferry by, I guess, around 45 seconds or so due to some road works, but I was running a little late, so that sucks because now I have to wait 2 hours for the next. So I will try to get some sleep and then continue down to Saltstraumen. So I was testing out my new camera on the ferry, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I have to say that I really like that little thing, and I really look forward to using it more and learning to use it. Anyways, I was actually kind of happy that I missed the ferry, because it was so nice driving on these winter roads today with the magical winter light, so I'm just enjoying it, listening to a podcast and having a good time. So I'm on my way to Saltstraumen. I only have like 6 kilometers left. I'm going to pick up a 1996 Honda XRV750 Africa Twin Adventure Sports in the tricolor color, my favorite. So that's going to be awesome. This bike is a project. The engine is in pieces, because the previous owner was supposed to replace the drive shaft, but he ended up leaving the project, even though he has all the parts and also a lot of other parts, extra parts. So I came across this bike on Facebook, and I just had to have it since it was so close to where I live. I've been driving now for 5 hours soon, and it's 370 kilometers. And I also have to take the ferry. So the bike comes with a lot of extras, and I'm really curious to see all the parts, because I got the bike for a fair price, and it's coming with a brand new OEM Honda driveshaft, all the bearings for the engine, gaskets, seals, and it's got the top celery seat, brand new from the company in France, I think, and new aluminum radiators, new cables, new regulator, new fuel pump, new brake pads, new chain and sprockets, a lot of parts. So this is going to be interesting. My plan is to get everything back home, and hopefully till Easter I will have it finished so that I can take a ride with it. Because I went riding with the CRF 1000 last Easter, so it would be cool if I could do the same this year with this bike. So that's the plan. Her er da forrige eier. Se, oi, her har du garasje altså. Ja, men her var det jo postert med armer og alt. Skal vi se. Der er den. Mye greier. So, even though I am a mechanic, I have this golden rule I try to live by, which is not to buy any sort of vehicle that is a project or doesn't work, because in the end they almost every time tend to end up being more expensive than just buying a functional vehicle in the first place. But this is an exception. The guy who is selling the bike is a mechanic, and he has organized all the parts when he took it apart. All the screws and parts are put in boxes with lids on, so they are kept really well. And I also know that by just putting this engine and bike back together, I will double the value of what I paid for the bike. I'm not doing this to earn money, I'm doing this because I want to, and I want to have this bike. The reason for him not completing this project was that he was waiting for parts for a long time, and then he got kids, and then life happens. So I fully understand that he kind of wanted to abandon this project. But I did see that it was kind of tough for him to get rid of this bike, which I fully understand, because it's an old Africa Twin and it's awesome. So I got home kind of late yesterday, so I decided to wait with unloading the bike till the next day. It seems like the front brake is dragging. I don't know if it's just general dragging from not being used or if it's actually maybe frozen. As you can see, the front wheel is not moving, but the trailer was kind of slippery, so it was easy to get it off anyways. So now I have two RD07s in the garage and also a lot of other bikes, as you may know. Can't have too many. So since I don't have a proper garage at home, I'm going to do this job at the shop where I work, after opening hours, of course. So I got 3 complete transmissions extra with the bike, and the reason for that was that the previous owner found some pittings on the 4th gear on the countershaft, and he then bought 2 extra transmissions, and it turned out that both of them also had the same pitting on the 4th gear. So he ended up buying a 3rd one, and finally he got a sprocket on the 4th gear that was in mint condition. And also that shaft looked better than all the other shafts, so I ended up taking all those gears from that shaft and putting them onto my new OEM shaft. And then I went through the main shaft and or main shafts and took the best ones out of them too, but it was kind of hard to see because all of them looked kind of mint, so I basically just had to pick one. So this is how they look. They are now mint with the new counter shaft, and this is the old shaft. As you can see, very bad state. The front sprocket actually jumped off the axle and he lost the chain, so not a happy situation. And I've gone through the other transmissions and put them in bags, and I'm going to sell them, I think. And now I'm going to start cleaning all the surfaces, the gasket surfaces, so that when I start assemble, everything will be ready to assemble. So when I'm cleaning gasket surfaces like this, I like to use a blade from a snap-off knife, and this is aluminum, so I don't like to use some heavy scrapes or stuff like that, because you can easily damage the surface. And I also like to try to keep it in an upright position so that the debris don't fall into the cases. Or at least I try to prevent it to fall into, and scrape it so that it falls on the outside. So these parts have been sitting in boxes for around 2 years. There has been a lid on, but I think I'm going to do some extra cleaning inside here just to make sure that there's no debris in here. So when I'm done scraping, I like to use some Scotch-Brite pad, and also try not to make the dust fall into the casing. And I just gently do like this, and it's turning out very nice. I also like to use my fingers to feel if there's something sticking out. Also the dowel pins, if they are loose, it's smart to just take them out to make the cleaning easier. So I just finished scraping off the gaskets of the cases, and then I discovered that there are 2 broken bolts on the stator cover. So I will have to fix that. So I just removed the countershaft bearing. I just punched it right out from the other side, and I also removed the main shaft bearing. I used this puller like this. It expands and then you can just pull it out. I did warm the case a little bit just to help it, and it's also worth noticing that this bearing has the seal on the inside against the casing. I guess that's to maybe keep more oil all the time in the bearing. So I have to remember that when I install the new one. I'm doing this job at my work, so I have an industrial cleaner available. So I'm going to put both of the cases and also the cylinders and the heads and everything in the washing machine. It's very clean. So then I'm going to rinse them off with some clean water and blow them with compressed air and make sure all the oil channels and everything is clean. So that's going to be awesome. And of course I will also give this case another cleaning after removing those bolts. I think this one I'm going to try to weld a nut. First a washer, then a nut. And this one is a little deeper, so I'm not sure if I'm going to try to drill it out or do the same as the other. I'm not sure. Elsewise the cases look fine. I have new bearings ready. So I did clean out the oil screen, and it turned out somewhat okay. A few pieces of debris left, but they won't go anywhere, so that's okay. I've washed all the heads and the cylinders, so now I'm going to remove the valves to check the condition of them, and I'm also going to remove the pipes on the heads and replace the O-rings on them. So I discovered that one of the exhaust valves was pretty knocked on the seat. So first I tried to just clean the valve and lap them very quickly, but I kind of knew that it wasn't going to be good enough. So then I just decided to resurface the seat and also grind the valve. But I didn't know that I was actually about to mess up now, because it turns out that these valves aren't supposed to be grinded because they are coated with I think it was called stellite coating that makes them harder and more durable. So you're not supposed to grind them, and I guess that's why the manual also said that be careful when lapping the valves, because you can actually hurt them by just lapping them too much. But I grinded both of the valves, so now I will have to replace them, because I'm not taking any chances, even though some people say you're going to be fine. But no, I'm going to replace them with stock OEM valves, and I don't care or don't bother, because I would have had to replace at least one of the valves anyway, due to the fact that it was pretty knocked. And I think it's strange at such a low mileage, but you never know what can happen. So at least I know that it will be perfect when I'm done. I'm sure if I hadn't touched the valves at all, that the bike would have run just fine. But when I have the engine apart and I discover this, I would like to just fix it as best as possible. So that's the way to do it, I think. So I'm gonna call it the day for today, and also this episode. I hope you have liked this more technical part of this new series. In the next episode, I'm also going to do some measuring the ring gap on the piston rings, and also measuring the cylinder, just to see how much worn it is. I don't think I will find anything wrong, but I'm just going to do it because I have all the equipment available, so why not? So here's the crankshaft. I removed the piston rings and just checked them briefly. It seems to be well within spec. So it's late and I'm going to call it the day. So I really hope to see you in the next episode. And if you're not interested in this technical stuff, just comment below and I will reduce it somehow. But this series is going to be a little technical about the rebuild of this Africa Twin. So I hope you like it. And yeah, so that's it for today. Ciao. Since we have been staying inside quite a bit in this episode, I just want to end it with a little shot from last year when I was testing my drone at the beach in my home place. I would also like to thank all of you who watches my videos, and I really appreciate it. And also, as always, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much.